What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Theme Park Me, and thank y'all for hanging with me through my Magic Kingdom series. It's time for the last one. It's time for Tomorrowland, so let's get started. Tomorrowland is a great land. They have a lot of great rides going on there, so let's talk about them. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover, often just called the People Mover. That's what I call it. So the People Mover it's this fast-moving train-like thing. The big thing about it is it never stops moving. So, like, when you're boarding it, it slows down really, really slow so you can get on it. But it's constantly moving. So, obviously, the wait times are, like, 5 minutes or less constantly. So, it's the perfect thing to do if, like, you just waited in a super long line for Tron and you need a break. And then once you get on it, it goes relatively fast, so it blows the cold air through your face, and it just feels so good. It's a great ride. My first time at Disney World, there was a big rainstorm, and there was no one in line for it. So me and my family just sat on it and rode it over and over again. So we always remember that with the People Mover, but we all love it. It's a great ride. You have to do it. It's a must see. Must see. You have to do the People Mover. And it's really cool because it goes through Space Mountain. You can see the little ships flying by. So, and it goes through Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger Spin, and it goes through one of the shops. So, that's pretty cool. Next, we have the Astro Orbiter. So, Astro Orbiter, it's one of those Dumbo Magic Carpets type rides on steroids because it's super high. You have to ride an elevator to get up to it. The loading time is so slow. I mean, ugh. And I feel it, if it says 25 minutes, it's gonna be 35 minutes. It's just if there's a wait time, if it says 20 minutes or less, then try it out. But it's just not worth standing around like that, guys. And if you're afraid of heights, don't do this. And, I mean, if you get motion sick, I would not do this one either because it's really high and it goes really fast. But you can control how high or low you go. It's cool. It's just not worth waiting a long time. Moving on, we have Space Mountain. As opposed to Astro Orbiter, that's not worth doing. Space Mountain is very worth doing. So it wasn't there when the park opened, but it was the park's first roller coaster. So it's just amazing. And all the Disneylands around the world have a Space Mountain. They all look different, but they're all great. What some people don't know is that there's actually 2 tracks. So you kind of get a different flight every time. It's neat. And then also you're only going 28 miles an hour, but it's in the dark. And the special effects are so good, it makes you feel like you're going at least 50. So it's crazy, but you gotta do it. It's wild, and the twists and turns, you don't see where you're going, so you feel like you're flying. It's so cool. It's a family favorite. You gotta check it out. And the name, Space Mountain, it sounds really intimidating. Don't be intimidated. It's wild, but it's not unmanageable. Compared to the Rock and Roller Coaster, Space Mountain is nothing. The Rock and Roller Coaster, when they were coming up with that, they used to ride Space Mountain with rock music playing on their headphones, dreaming of the day when the Rock and Roller Coaster would be possible. So, Space Mountain is nothing to be compared with the Rock and Roller Coaster. It's great in its own respect, but it's not that intense, so you gotta ride it. And it's amazing. So you gotta check it out. The Walt Disney Carousel of Progress. I did this one time, my first time at Disney. Personally, I was pretty bored on it, but that was just, little kids, it's not for little kids, but adults, older people, you'll find this very fascinating, especially if you've lived through the time periods they're talking about. I know this was my grandma's favorite ride, and the popular song, There's a Big, Beautiful Tomorrow. It is neat to see the different time periods presented and how, America's changed, and, it's just, yeah, it's cool. Older people, you gotta check that out. Younger kids might find that kind of boring, but it is what it is. And it's a classic. You gotta check it out. Next, we have the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. The Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor is a very funny little show. The monsters are anything but scary. They're so dumb, but it's so funny. If, like, you just need to cool off in the AC, head into the Monsters, Inc. laugh floor. They're super funny, and sometimes they'll, like, pull jokes from the audience, and kids love it. It's a great little show. Next, we have the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. This is a great ride. Personally, I think Toy Story Mania is better, because the Toy Story Mania, like, the guns are easier to shoot, whereas on Buzz Lightyear, you have to be more accurate. So I'm not that good at Buzz Lightyear, but I'm good at Toy Story Mania. But it's still really neat. The wait times for this kind of vary. In the middle of the day, they get pretty bad, but at night, they're not going to be that bad. And, like, early in the morning, they're not going to be that bad. So, you got to check out Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. It's a family, like, people of all ages like it, especially little boys and dads who never grew up. Yeah, you got to check that out. Next, we have the Tomorrowland Speedway. This ride, it's been changed a couple times, like with the name, but it's been around since park opening. It's pretty cool, honestly. You get to drive your own little gasoline powered car around the track. They go really, really slow. If you get a bad car, it's a bummer. Or if you get stuck behind a bad driver, you can't pass them. So that's not fun. But I mean, it's still neat for kids. I know my little brothers love it. But it's definitely, if you have little boys, you gotta take them. It's pretty slow loading. And, like, part of the waiting area is in the shade. But then a good bit of it is just, like, in the blazing sun. It is so hot. And it's just, like, you melt when you're waiting in line. But it's a decent ride. You gotta check it out. Lastly, saving the most exciting for last, we have the Tron Light Cycle Run. So, Tron is the newest ride in Tomorrowland. It's like one of the newest rides at Disney World. So, super cool roller coaster. The way you're on it is kind of interesting. The ride positioning, you're, like, leaning forwards like you're on a motorcycle. So, it's kind of uncomfortable. Guests of a larger size, probably not the thing you want to do, no offense, because it's kind of uncomfortable, but, I mean, it's still really cool, and, like, the speed shocked me. It is so fast. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be that great, but it was impressive. And then the turn at the end is so high speed, and you're just like, whoa, and that's the part you can see from outside, is people zipping by on that turn. I got a little scared before I went on, not gonna lie, because it's pretty good. It's intense, but it's worth it. If you're a coaster enthusiast, you gotta check this off. It's the most intense at Magic Kingdom. It's not as intense as it's definitely not as intense as Rock and Roller Coaster. It's up there with Guardians of the Galaxy. I would probably put Guardians a little bit above Tron. So if I was ranking them, I would say, like, Rock and Roller Coaster, Guardians, Tron. But it's up there. It's very intense. That's all I have for y'all. Thank y'all for watching my Magic Kingdom series. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video and share it with your friends. See ya!